Hi, today we will look into your love life and we will check what energies are affecting the connection currently, what can be the possible short term and the long term future of the connection. You can select any one of these three crystals: crystal 1, crystal 2, crystal 3. Alright, crystal number 1, that is the red crystal. So now we are going to look into the energies of your partner. Guys, one thing I want to mention, I checked a lot of readings by multiple readers internationally and Indian to understand how people do their what's going on in your connection reading. One thing I would like to be very honest, almost all readers leave you at a hope, leave you at saying that the person is not good, or the person is not ready, or now is not the time, which keeps you waiting. Please don't expect something similar from me. I am going to be checking if the person is good for you. I'm going to be checking what's the short term and long term expectation that you can have out of this relationship or this connection. And I'm going to be very blunt, and because the whole point of tarot is to be honest, and the point of a tarot card reading is not to say what the querent wants to hear, but to give them an honest answer what the tarot is saying, not twist and turn the meaning of the tarot cards so that you keep on coming back to my channel. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be doing that. So I'm going to be looking into what has been the story up until now. So first I'm going to be checking story up until now. Okay, what could have happened in your connection? Okay, so I think this person, and when I say this person, it can be a guy or a girl, so please understand it from your point of view. So I think the connection was maybe a long-term and a stable connection. Okay, maybe this was a connection that had been going on since a while, like I would say at least like good a year, or at least 8+ months is what I'm seeing, or even like more than half a year. So I would say more than 6 to 8 months, and definitely something long term. It had become a little too intense and too serious very soon. Okay, and what I'm sensing is that there was a lot of good communication. There were talks of like building your foundation and your stability together, and having a very go with the flow approach, but at the same time the connection was getting very intense. Okay, what I'm sensing right now is that somebody out of you two chose to just go their own way. What that means is that maybe they just started acting very nonchalant, maybe they stopped replying very properly, maybe they showed very bleak interest very soon. So after this long connection, maybe there came a phase when they started withdrawing from you, is what I'm sensing. For few, I'm also sensing that they broke up. They properly broke up, or they properly gave signals in terms of that they are moving on and they are moving ahead and they're not interested in this anymore. For few, there are multiple scenarios here because these are general readings. I'll give you as many messages as I can and you take whatever part resonates. For few, I am also sensing that you, the one who's watching the video, is the one who broke up with them. Okay, and somehow you are still stuck, and maybe a part of you is often feeling if they would come back. If they would come back, changed is the point here. So while you do want them back, you had your reasons for those who broke up. You knew strongly that why they were not right for you, and hence you're just like that. If they come back, they need to come back reformed, more accepting of you. Right now what I'm sensing is that there has been a proper separation. Maybe you guys are not in contact at all. Maybe it ended on a very negative note, like it just ended in a manner where there was an argument, where there was certain hateful or negative things spoken to each other, where you both kind of hurt each other. So yes, and this is a pile that is most likely not in contact right now. For very few now, this could also be the pile of people who have chosen, who are now in that phase, where their partner has started acting distant or a little bit aloof, and they don't know what to make out of it, and because of which right now in this moment you must be having arguments, or must be having those nagging communication and discussions to understand that what's going on. So yeah, so if this resonates, then you continue watching for this particular crystal. Now we will look into your energy and their energy, current energy. Okay, so if I look at your energy, you're very confused right now, and I think emotionally you are an absolute mess. You don't know what has happened, you don't know what route you should take. You are confused that what was this trying to teach you. Basically, whatever you're trying to make of the situation, you're not able to. If you are trying to make of the situation in sense that should I give him space, you don't know why should I give him space. He could have communicated properly, or she could have communicated properly. If you're trying to think that okay, yeah, he's the one who's not showing interest, maybe it's about time that I move on. But you're like, why did this person enter in my life, and why did they lead me on, and why this happened? So you are emotionally in a very confused state right now. For few, I'm having a feeling that you could have had a lot of realizations also, in regards to your personal self and the kind of love you attract and the kind of love you entertain. And while you are going through that in your own journey, because it's a very nascent stage of that right now, okay, the major thing that I currently see here most strongly is that you are wanting karma to come and settle the scores. So some of you are definitely awaiting communication and clarity, and you are needing closure, and you are wanting that karma should come in and step in and like take charge of things. And closure is definitely what I'm sensing. So if you were given proper closure, or if you could just have a moment of discussion with them again, and where you can also just blurt everything that you had in your mind and heart for them, I think that is the kind of opportunity also you're looking at. And for few, I'm definitely sensing that all of this emotional mess up has kind of grown into a tiny resentment also. So now it's just like that, okay, karma. And this karma is not just towards at them, it's also at you. That okay, if I'm a good person, then okay, the right thing is going to happen to me at the right timing. So for few it's resentment, for few it's also this understanding that okay, जो हुआ हुआ, मुझे अपना देखना है, और शायद फिर मेरे साथ एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे सब ठीक हो जाएगा. तो अब आप थोड़े से वो वेटिंग पीरियड में हो कि कब होगा. Their energies, honestly speaking, if you can just look at the card only, they have clearly walked away and moved on from this relationship. Okay, actually, if you follow me on my Instagram, I just day before yesterday, or I think yesterday only, put up a current energy check on love. So I think you should also check that out. They are clearly moving on, okay, and they are progressing in their life, and this was an emotional connection for them also, but they were not ready to take on the responsibility of all of these emotions also. I'm sensing they are a little immature, and they are a little too nonchalant in their approach. क्या कहते हैं उसको हिंदी में, मनमौजी. तो this is not a समझदार person who understands the depth or the gravity of leading somebody on and what it means to them, and driving them, and driving the relationship together further. No. Too much responsibility or too much emotional involvement. He was not somebody who could manage this, and hence he chose to walk away. He or she, okay? I'm a girl, so usually मेरे मुंह से ही निकलता है. But अगर आप, if you're a guy and you're watching this, then please take the pronounced he as she. Or if you're from the LGBTQ community, then of course please take the pronoun as in what like resonates or of your partner. I think you also personally have a lot of codependency issues. You get dependent on somebody very quick. You love too much. There is no moderation, and there's no moderation. Why? Because all your eggs are in one basket then. My cards are telling me that you also need to work upon yourself a little bit, understand that okay, what a balanced life is, what balanced love is, so that it does not become suffocating for the other person also. It doesn't become too soon for the other person also. But I do not necessarily want to place blames on you on this, because it does like that this was an intense relationship and tali do haath se hi bajti hai. But it's just that, when there was time to take responsibility of the actions or of the leading on that your partner has caused you, they chose to walk away. And I think it has been a little bit of a time for you guys in separation now. So what is the action that you can expect? My cards are telling me there are two things that you can do. First is that you can choose to stay stuck in this situation, okay? And I'll tell you how staying stuck on somebody works. You keep sending them energy, okay? सो कभी कभार क्या होता है, टेलीपैथिकली आप एनर्जी भेजते हो, या उसके चक्कर में आप कुछ एक्शंस ऐसे लेते हो कि आप उनको ब्लॉक अनब्लॉक करते रहते हो. तो वो व्हाट्सएप पे देखते हैं आज डीपी आ रही है, आज नहीं आ रही है, आज आ रही है, आज नहीं आ रही है. तो दीज आर ऑल साइलेंट गेम्स दैट वी कीप ऑन प्लेइंग विद आवर पार्टनर्स व्हेन वी आर स्टक ऑन देम. Then sometimes like we would go check their LinkedIn, or we would just go like their post on Instagram, or we would check their stories. So that's why we are in the know that okay, yeah, the person is like still into me, or they're still checking up on me. So that is you staying stuck, okay, because you're mentally also stuck. You think of them, those energies cross, and I don't mean to say कोई telepathic connection है, but ऐसा होता है energetically. हम किसी चीज़ के बारे में ज़्यादा फोकस करते हैं तो वो भी हमारे बारे में फोकस करती है. यूनिवर्स भी तो यही कहता है ना. तो either you can choose to stay stuck, okay, or you can choose to move on. My cards are advising you there is a chance to learn from this experience and rebuild yourself in a different light, and understand that certain things in life are a lesson, and sometimes you need to go through that lesson to understand your true explorer self or your true self. तो जैसा कि मुझे यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, you have a lot of codependency issues also. You love too hard, too much, too soon is what I'm sensing. So this particular relationship is where you can break this whole pattern of yours, this whole cycle of yours, if you choose yourself. Like if you look at this card also, the little flowers on the dress. So the flowers here represent love, self-care, self-worth, So if you can just choose yourself in this particular situation and not be in this energy, where either you're confused with them or you don't know if you should move on. If you can move on and choose yourself, not move on by having a rebound, there is a strong chance that you're going to break this pattern and a better relationship is going to come into your life. Not very soon, because all of this pattern breaking, unlearning and everything takes time. But if you choose that path of wisdom in love, then yes, you're going to definitely break this pattern and move on. Okay? I think you also need right friends around you. You need friends who talk a little differently or view relationships a little differently. Balance. Constantly hearing that word balance. You need more balance. See, this is the thing actually. If there was any other channel, I'm pretty sure they would have decoded these cards very differently and tried to give you a very different point of view. But because I like keeping things straight, because that is the whole point of tarot cards, okay? You're not supposed to twist and turn the words to make sure that, okay, the person who is getting the reading done gets to hear what they want to hear, so they keep coming back to you. No. The point is to tell you the truth. So, yeah, this is the truth. Okay. I'm seeing if there is any action you can expect from their end. There is no action, and I think you guys also know it. And I have a feeling some of you guys also do not necessarily want them back. Maybe you're just wanting closure, from them. There is definitely no action. There are so many cards here which are constantly saying no action, no action. And the wise person in you knows that and doesn't even want to restart what you had with them, because they have hurt you. And somehow there is a tiny ounce of resentment or, not the right kind of feeling for them anymore. So it's more so like, that closure. Now he might or she might come back and I will show them their place, or I will properly test them. Basically, you want that whole validation. You want to go through that whole cycle. That let them come back. This time I will be more wise with them from starting. I will not ignore the red flags. And that's when, I will slowly, like, maybe showcase them that yes, see, that's why you are wrong. But it's a Bollywood. I'm sorry. Why? Because you yourself have really not caused any transformation in you. I'm sensing slightly of this immature energy in you also. So please don't be like that. And definitely, I'm not seeing any action from their end. I have a feeling some of you are trying to manifest नहीं बोलूँगी, मुझे लग रहा है some of you are trying to do certain things like play games, like I said about blocking, unblocking on WhatsApp, or making sure that you're liking their posts or viewing their stories and things like that. I think some of you are like trying to do things to ensure that they have you on their mind, or maybe still texting them even though they are not responding to you. But I would urge you not to do that. Please have some self-respect. And my cards are also telling me that it is time that you actually first thought of your self-respect and your wisdom. Okay, so now I'm going to see the short-term result. Okay, then what can you expect in the couple of 2-3 months? Okay. Okay. And what can you expect in the long term? It's the same cards literally, and you guys have seen I've shuffled them so many times. No. So basically, this is not a long-term relationship at all that is meant to be. And I have a feeling this relationship came into your life only to teach you your own worth, your own understanding of how you view relationships, how much you give in relationships, the boundaries you should be drawing, the red flags you should not be ignoring, how you should be standing your ground for certain things, how maybe sometimes you should be the driver of the relationship and not the other person. It's very easy that we let the other person drive the relationship if we are too much into them, So, no. Sometimes it's important that you are the driver, and first you assess if they are even right for you or not, is the kind of messages I'm getting here. Then another thing that I'm getting here is there is a chance of somebody new entering in your life actually, if you allow. That is, that if you move past them and you start getting into the dating scene or anything like that again, there is a chance of somebody new entering in your life. Okay, I don't see that also very long term, to be very honest, but I do see that you need to drop this war in your head with them now, and this aspect of wanting them back or being stuck on them. It is about time that you moved on, that you look at other things that are available in the world. Okay, this was a destined thing that was meant to happen to you. So now that it has happened, move past this cycle and bring in the shift or the change. So this is what I'm seeing short term. For few, I'm also sensing that there is a chance of a random communication via them, but it will not be satisfactory or something that that will ignite anything. It might be just a communication that might just give you boom, the clarity that, oh my god, they call me after so many months, years or whatever to say something on these lines, or text me something on these lines. I can't believe that I was waiting for somebody like this. I'm sensing something on those lines. And that's when you will decide perhaps to drop the war and be like that this is not worth it. The long-term aspect that I see of this relationship is that you yourself know that this was not a long-term relationship, or especially the way it has panned out now, it's getting to you clear that this is not a long-term relationship. You have always been the one who gave too much into this relationship, so it makes no sense. There have been a lot of arguments, misunderstandings, not being on the right page, seeing each other's point of view properly. There have been times that the relationship could also have been very hot and cold. So while it was intense and long term, maybe it was not a very fulfilling relationship. And somehow this relationship has made you think a lot about the way you view relationships. So yeah, and definitely the long term aspect is not there. There's something else for you. And definitely I'm sensing that this is the relationship that has kick-started how you're supposed to think, with the Tower card also here. It has kick-started how you're supposed to think in regards to the kind of energies you invite in love. So that's it, pile number one. Sorry, crystal number one. This is not a relationship that seems to be good. Now let me just lastly check, are they good for you? Oh my god, see the Tower there, the Tower here, they are not at all good for you. So I don't know why you are stuck on them. Please don't be. You deserve better, and know that for yourself. And know that seriously, once you start understanding the science and the mathematics of relationships also, and I don't mean in a manipulative or a mind game manner, I mean just understanding your worth, what you deserve and what you should entertain. Trust me, the whole game will change for you. So no, this is not a good relationship. Sorry, he's not a good person for you. Alright, I hope that resonated. I'm not sure if that is what you wanted to hear, but please to follow me on my Instagram. I am going to be putting the link below, and if you like the reading, then please to subscribe me on my YouTube. Bye. Hi, those who chose the second crystal, which is the green one, it's called Molder White, and they say it's the most powerful crystal because it's actually not coming from earth, it's coming from a meteorite. So yeah, it's a very powerful crystal, and lots of interesting things about the crystal. I'll post about it someday. So anyway, those who have chosen this crystal, we are now going to be getting into your reading. How the reading is going to work is, first you're going to be just understanding the story up until now between your relationship or your connection. Then you're going to be taking a look into your energy and their energy, and what is the kind of immediate future or immediate advice that you can expect. Then the short-term future, long-term future, and finally, are they good for you or not? Okay? Guys, one thing I want to mention, I checked a lot of readings by multiple readers internationally and Indian to understand how people do their what's going on in your connection reading. One thing I would like to be very honest, almost all readers leave you at a hope. Leave you at, saying that the person is not good, or the person is not ready, or now is not the time, which keeps you waiting. Please don't expect something similar from me. I am going to be checking if the person is good for you. I'm going to be checking what's the short-term and long-term expectation that you can have out of this relationship or this connection. And I'm going to be very blunt. And because the whole point of tarot is to be honest. And the point of a tarot card reading is not to say what the querent wants to hear, but to give them an honest answer what the tarot is saying. Not twist and turn the meaning of the tarot cards, so that you keep on coming back to my channel. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be doing that. So let's get into it. Did this relationship come in your life at a time when you were just in a desperate need of a relationship? I think so, yeah. Like it just came at a point in your life when you were in a desperate need of relationship, and you desperately just wanted somebody, and I think things must have progressed very quick, and as quick as they progressed, they must have ended also very quick. Meaning this could have been the pile that for whom things were maybe like 2-3 dates or just couple of chats, not even like meeting with each other, and because you were in a very desperate phase in your life, desperate need of love. Okay, maybe you were recovering from a past relationship, maybe some of you have always been single, and this was something that you were not really expecting. So it could also be people who were not really expecting to meet somebody like your partner, and then things progressed very quickly, and suddenly maybe like in couple of chats or in couple of weeks or in 1 to 2 dates, it seemed like the most balanced relationship. Communication was good, great, everything, and then suddenly boom, one day everything just stopped, and it just stopped very weirdly. Could have been they ghosted you, or they just stopped being extremely non-responsive, and ever since then you have been just stuck. A part of you is just like that, they have shown me their good side, and I'm sure that they are going to come back, or they must have been stuck in something. So you're trying to look at the thing positively, but no, Very abrupt energy, you know. You guys used to have a lot of fun. Maybe the chats were fun. Maybe the 1-2 dates that you went on, they were fun. Or maybe, you know, whatever like little time you guys spent together, it was very fun, you know, very fun for both of you. So that just made you think that, you know, if it's just fun, then, you know, like we have emotions, things and stuff like that. And you got engrossed in that whole web of thinking that, okay, this is what a relationship can be like. It felt comfortable, is what I would like to say. And then boom, there was just this one moment when maybe, you know, you stopped receiving replies to your texts properly, and then things happened. सबके सेम ही कार्ड्स आएंगे क्या? चैरियट ही आए जा रहे हैं. Okay. You know, for this pile, it could have been you also who ended the thing with them, because you decided that no, it's not worth it, and maybe you texted them something saying that okay, yeah, it's not worth it, or maybe you let them knew that you're going to be like moving on or whatever, or you decided that mentally that okay, since he's being like that or she is being like that, it's not worth it. But somehow, you know, you have not been able to move on. You're trying, okay, I can see that, but you're still staying stuck for some reason. Whatever this is, this was great emotionally initially, and then suddenly it became like the most emotionally exhaustive thing that you could have ever gone through. I think you guys are really trying hard to move on, you know. Like you guys are really trying, is what I can sense. Intuitively, I think you guys already know that, you know, something like this is not worth it. Sorry, I'm just thinking some moving things here and there. But yeah, I'm getting very restless, you know, with this deck. मुझे ना ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही है जैसे डेक जिसने भी चूज़ करा है वो खुद को रोज़ कहते हैं कि हाँ हाँ हमें सब पता है, बट अब नहीं हो रहा है तो क्या करें, और वाई डिड दे कम लाइक दिस, व्हाट वाज द रीज़न. I can't lie about this, you know. It's just a little similar to pile number 1. But they came into your life to basically bring you, yourself, in your queen self. You know, as you can see, there are 2 queens here. So the queen of foundation, the queen who knows how to communicate and be her true self. Okay. And these 2 queens are collectively thinking about that what does a true relationship or the feeling of calling someone home means. So I think this person made you think a lot about that, because it started so soon and it ended also so abruptly. And you knew that they could have given you the kind of love that you wanted. They chose not to. So this is all the more making you question the kind of red flags you could have ignored. Why you kept on giving them benefit of doubt and being this kind, nice person, you know. Being the giver. For few of you now, I'm also sensing you noticed certain flawed parts in them and you wanted to heal them. So no, this person came into your life to teach you this lesson. The universe had sent this person to teach you this lesson, that while you are kind and nice and giving and caring, know where to pour. It's not to be poured everywhere, and not to be poured too soon. Too soon is the key here. Did you test the person enough, or did you just went with the flow of their flow? Did you stay in your true power? Did you like really listen to your intuition? I think you ignored a lot of things that you already knew are not going to work out. So this is forcing you to rethink and relook at those things to understand that what is it that you want in a stable and a long-term relationship. What is the feeling of home to you? And you already know this is what I'm feeling. Many of you just know कि हाँ यही सब हुआ, but then फिर भी stuck है. Why are we not able to move on? So let's look into the energies now. going to take it as a reversal only. Okay. I'm going to keep this here. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll come on to you first. You are feeling extremely under the pressure and extremely heartbroken. This person has really caused you a lot of pain, you know. And I think what I could sense now, either this person came into your life and you were desperately looking for love, or they came into your life and you were totally not looking for love, you know. So basically, it was not something that you wanted. They only initiated, they only speeded things up, and then they only took the flight response from the fight and flight response. So you are really heartbroken, and I think you should grieve properly. And somehow the thoughts of this person, or wanting a communication from them, wanting closure from them, has totally made you entrapped, you know, in their thoughts, in their energies, and you just don't know what to do. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel like you. And you know what is happening? So this card is in reverse. What does reverse mean? The positive meaning of the card changes to, in most cases, the negative meaning of the card. So which means that while the lesson is to be like this, okay? Universe wants you to come into your Empress form via this journey or this experience that you went through, and embrace your princess, your queen-like self, and be in your true power, who's again full of self-love, self-worth, knows her stature, knows what she deserves, and knows what she will entertain or not. But you're uska ulta. It has taken a total hit on your confidence and your self-worth, and you know that happens. Specifically if the person ghosted you, or just, you know, eventually stopped responding very properly, you start feeling, did I do something wrong? Did I overlove? Did I do something, you know, that made them push away? No. Understand that this is the pattern of people who are like this, because any sane person would communicate, would properly tell you that, okay, what is it that they want or did not want, and why things did not work out. So it is not on you, and you can't let this hit your confidence, okay? Their energies are surprisingly interesting. Seems like, you know, they have had some sort of a moment of realization in regards to this connection, and seems like they are wanting a new start. That they are wanting a new start for sure, okay? And they are maybe planning on how to go about it, how to approach you. They are also a little confused if you would even take them back or not, you know, or if they should reach out to you or not. And honestly speaking, they are very hopeful. Like, one more thing, I think they know that they screwed up, you know, is maybe also one of the major realizations they had. So they want to take things again from how they started. They want like a restart of everything with you. So it is upon you now if you want to forgive them or not, okay? The way they have hurt you, I would prefer that you at least let them come to you and communicate to you. You be nice to them for your own closure, okay? You might choose to walk away from them or stay with them, but at least for your closure, take the communication if they bring into you, because I'm sensing that they might come to you with some sort of a communication or an offer, because they're thinking about it for sure. But what is the kind of action you can expect in the immediate future? Almost nothing. I have a feeling this person is not very good with taking accountability of their action, and because they know that they are at fault, they know that, so उनको ना वो खुद को acceptance हो गई है. To accept it in front of you is something that they are not keen on. You know, it's like they're belittling themselves by accepting it in front of you. But they are for sure going to come with some sort of an offer or communication, and in fact, they are also manifesting you. They maybe see you as this person with whom like they can actually spend their life with, or somebody, or that they should have given a proper chance to, you know, from a long-term relationship point of view. So they are also manifesting you, thinking about you, wanting you back, but they're not yet ready to take accountability of their actions and understand what they did was wrong. Another thing is, this person seems to be a little bit delusional, you know, like they form random notions about experiences or things, and they overthink, which then takes a toll on their actions. So suppose if you guys spent one amazing day, maybe, you know, then they would just start distancing themselves from the next day onwards. Why? Because they will just think, oh, we spent such a great day together, what if this person thinks that this is like a relationship and like we are falling for each other? No, 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 now I must act distant, you know, to like let them know that hey, we are chill. So they are not very great with communication, you know. They do all these weird subtle gestures and things by overthinking in their head. They're a little delusional. I think they're also somebody who's not very happy in general, you know, in their own emotional self. Maybe they have had a past that was not very great. Maybe they don't know exactly what is it that they want from relationships, what is it that they can give in relationships, and because they seem like a decent person, so it feels like, you know, they don't want to hurt people unnecessarily, but they anyway ended up doing that. मतलब क्या फ़ायदा, बता के करते ये बात, समझा के करते तो शायद आप भी स्टेप बैक ले लेते, right? But yeah, they are a little juvenile. Like I'm sensing a little scared little stupid child, you know, like जो डर के चक्कर में stupidity कर देता है. So that is the kind of energy I'm getting from them, that they are also themselves very scared, but yes, there is something in them that is wanting a second chance with you, and they might be coming in soon. So for this file, I'll also check when can they expect a communication. Okay, so now I'm going to look into short-term future and then long-term future, and also if they are good for you. Listen, they are not good for you. And anyway, also, you know, you should not settle for somebody like this, you know, who chooses to come and go at their own convenience. They are not good for you, and they have this pattern. So right now, because things became a little intense or serious, maybe they took the flight response. If you guys decide to go ahead with them by choosing whatever little offer they give you, because I'm sensing they might come with a very small offer towards you, then again there is a chance when things will progress from there and escalate a little bit, they will again have a flight response, leaving you feeling stuck. So currently what I'm sensing is there is still a lot of healing that this person needs to go through, you know. They are not sure what is it that they want, and they are kind of like, you should reach out, and the energies are just very confusing. It's just like that, should you reach out, should he reach out, but he's so defensive. If he would reach out, he's still not ready to take on responsibility. Okay, but I am sensing that they are likely to reach out to you, and it might take a little bit of time, like 8 to 10 weeks. Okay, there is a chance of you reaching out. और मुझे पता नहीं क्यों ऐसा लग रहा है that when they reach out to you, you guys will have some sort of a discussion. You guys will discuss few things. It will make you realize few things. You will get the closure that you wanted, and then you might again decide to move on for good, you know. So yeah, and the person is definitely not good for you from a long-term perspective. So it's okay, go through this experience. If you want to wait up for the person, I would tell you to wait for this person. Sometimes, you know, we need to go through the experience with one person again to understand what is it that we truly want and we truly should accept. Okay, I'm also checking, should you reach out to them? Actually, you should reach out, but I would not suggest that. Why? Because the person's energy is such that they would feel like, they have won the war. Because I can already sense that they are a little immature in their approach and in the way they think towards life and towards people. So while you will reach out thinking of a balance, okay, but they might feel that this is a war that they have won, and they might still not open up very properly to you. So if I was you, I would tell you to wait for them. And I know it's tough because it's keeping you in this energy, right? Like feeling stuck. But I would still tell you, let them reach out to you. Okay, 1 second. I think a lot of lust energy also here, like with this pile. Like it was a very lustful relationship. Now, not to say that there's not just lust alone. I mean, now the person has other sort of feelings also that they're thinking of, but too much lust. 1 second, huh? Actually, you can reach out. So I asked the cards that if you reach out as per your life path and your destiny or whatever, will you be doing the right thing? Or it is a lesson in waiting that you have to go through. So my cards are telling that you can literally reach out in a time pass manner. It will give you the kind of clarity you need, because I'm already sensing that they may not respond exactly the way you would have wanted, or they may not even respond for that matter, but my cards are telling me to reach out. I think because this is the kind of answer you need to hear. Whatever answer they give you, I think that is what you need to hear to be able to move on to your next journey. So if you want, you can be the one who goes ahead and communicates with them. But let me see if they were to reach out to you, in what time will they reach out to you. I'll check if the cards want to tell me that, okay? Romance. So definitely some sort of an offer coming your way. Cards, we don't want to look for a sign, yaar. You tell us now. Okay, so there's a chance that they're going to reach out to you within the next few weeks. Like I said, 8 to 10 weeks. That is pretty much within the next few weeks. So they're going to reach out to you, and definitely something more than lust on their mind this time. Maybe because you set up very strong boundaries also with them, so they have understood that you can't be taken lightly. All right. So that's good. And now I would tell you that maybe don't reach out to them. Wait for a couple of weeks, and if they don't reach out to you, then maybe you reach out to them to close the cycle yourself. All right. Hope that resonated, and if it did, then please hop onto my Instagram and follow me there, and subscribe me on my YouTube channel. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So here is your crystal number 3. I don't know why I keep saying all these crystals piles, but pile crystal number 3. So here is your reading. How are we going to be going ahead? I'm going to look into the story up until now. What could have been going on in your connection till now? Then your energies, their energies, what kind of action you can expect from them. Then short-term future, long-term future, and are they good enough for you or not? Okay? Good for you. I'm going to be checking what's the short-term and long-term expectation that you can have out of this relationship or this connection. And I'm going to be very blunt, and because the whole point of tarot is to be honest, and the point of a tarot card reading is not to say what the querent wants to hear, but to give them an honest answer what the tarot is saying, not twist and turn the meaning of the tarot cards so that you keep on coming back to my channel. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be doing that. So let's get started. आई थिंक यहाँ तो प्रॉपर ब्रेकअप ही हुआ है. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है यहाँ पे शायद बात ना शादी तक भी पहुँच गई थी. लाइक फॉर मेनी ऑफ यू, families also could have gotten involved, and it had become one of those relationships where you could have gotten married and you had already started planning your future together, etc. But then something happened. Something happened, you know, some sort of a life-changing event, or maybe somebody's family did not agree, because of which then one person took a step back and they did not try to make things work out. Yes, somebody's father I'm sensing all the more strongly, but yeah, mothers also for few. So somebody's parent did not agree and they took a stand that no, this is not the kind of partner they wanted for you. And then your partner maybe did not take a stand. Okay, so basically I'll rephrase that. Somebody's parent did not agree, okay? Could be yours, could be theirs. And whoever's parent did not agree, that person most likely did not take the stand. Whoever's parent did not agree very strongly, so they did not take the stand. And if it was your parents who did not agree and you still took a stand, I still feel that, you know, your partner, because of this whole dynamic, they took a step back. And definitely I'm sensing something कि यहाँ बात almost शादी तक पहुँच चुकी थी. It was a great relationship. It seemed like very emotionally fulfilling. You guys have had like a lot of deep emotional moments together. Very stable. But the relationship came with its own challenges and hardships now, or maybe it was always about the fact कि जब घर तक बात जाएगी तब कैसे होगा, क्या होगा, and all of that jazz. And in general also, you know, maybe your relationship did have a lot of challenges outside of, you know, your parents' influences also. And you were anyway confused, like, you know, if this is a relationship that will go long term or not go long term. So maybe the question was not about if you will stay together or not. No, because there's just too much of love here like that, you know. Very old school also in its approach. But there was always this discussion that will this relationship be the one that will reach its goal, that is marriage, the final destination, the final commitment. So that was always the point. But then yes, something happened because of which this breakup, which I'm sensing that, you know, there could have been like somebody's parents saying that no, we don't want this person. So yeah, and then just things became too thanda. They were just on a halt totally. And in fact, your partner could have been married by now, okay? Or for somebody of you, your parents are starting to look out for somebody else. So this could be both for your partner or for you, that definitely the chapter is closed to that level that they're already looking, you know, for rishtas for you, or their parents are looking for them, okay? And I do see a lot of parental involvement here in this connection. Okay, so now we're going to look into what are your current energies and what are your partner's current energies. आप तो बहुत ज़्यादा हर्ट हो. I have a feeling your partner anyway wanted to, you know, just move on. And not move on in sense that they never loved you. No. Move on in sense that they are that emotionally weak that, you know, they were easy to influence also. So maybe also because, like I said now, that your relationship also had its own hardships. So for few, I'm also getting this message that your partner was anyway thinking कि जो मेरे लिए best है मेरे लिए वो हो. So if you're not the best for them, they did not want you. You know, so it was more from that school of thought that they were functioning. And you are so hurt. And I'm already sensing that, you know, there have been some new sort of a love offer for you also. Maybe a rishta or a proposal, or, you know, somebody else showing interest in you, and you're just not even interested. They're acting so defensive. You're giving maybe the person a cold shoulder. You are having your own trust issues. You're just not keen. And instead, you're just wanting a new beginning with this person. And you're so hurt. It's like, you know, like somebody literally backstabbed you. This person, you feel they literally backstabbed you. That the whole point of relationship was to stick around, but they did not. Yeah, like, you know, the moment we had to fight, they just chose the flight response. So when they had to go on this fighting journey for the relationship, Instead, they thought that they'll drop you off only. Like they will just take you out of their life so that this fight is only no more. So that is how you're feeling. And your person, honestly speaking, just wanted what is emotionally good for them. So if that meant not being with you and being like in an emotionally safe space, they're totally happy like that. And also they are somebody who gets influenced by people around very easily, and that's what they chose to do. I think they know of this themselves also. There are people around them who were telling them things, so they were happy to do that. They do feel that like you guys had love and it could have been like a good thing for you. But what I'm sensing, the people around them, maybe they have suggested some other rishta, some other proposal, and they are wholeheartedly, with all heart, exploring that. Why? Because again, all they sought was proper emotional fulfillment. And anyway, your relationship came with its own set of challenges during the time that you were in the relationship also. So they just wanted an emotional fulfillment. People are telling them, we have someone for you, who might be able to give you this, or here, like, we are forcing this decision on you, but it will be good. And they are believing that. So they're already believing the other person, to be their soulmate. So yeah. और मुझे लगता है दिस पर्सन ना इज अ लिटिल shameless or besharam, okay? And why is that? Because every now and then they must be texting you, or they must be dropping certain random hints जब उनका जो मन करे, because they just don't care. And it's not like they're mean. Actually they are mean, like they're emotionally mean. They got what they wanted. So now, in a hope of just being like friends with you, or like, because we had great moments together, we should still be in touch and all of that jazz. I'm pretty sure, like, they must be like dropping you little hints here and there. And basically hints means what? Either they must be like communicating with you randomly, or reaching out to you, just casually, ki hi, how have you been? Which might be keeping you hooked on to them, that oh shit, what happened? And you're just not able to understand this behavior of them. But in my opinion, they have clearly moved on, or they will very soon. I don't know, was this card in this file or last file? I think last file. Nothing is going to happen out of this, okay? And I think it is only by next year, March, April, that you will have full clarity in terms of that perhaps you should really be moving on. आपको शायद तब realize होगा आपने कितनी self respect पहले ही खो दी है in this relationship. You cannot expect any action from this person. It's going to be like this only. मन मौजी, मन आया, मैसेज कर दिया कि हाय कैसे हो, और खुद मूव ऑन भी कर गए हैं. तो वो दिखाते हुए मैसेज कर रहे हैं इनफैक्ट आपको कि हाय कैसे हो, just thought we'll catch up, how have you been, because he spent like good times together. But definitely not somebody who seems like they are going to be taking action. No, they are out looking at other things. And it is by next year, March, April, you will have full clarity on the relationship. And I think you will realize how much self-respect you let yourself lose in this relationship just by waiting on somebody who did not deserve you. Still, I'll look into your short-term and your long-term future. Even my cards are telling me कि please मत देखो, बता दिया जो भी है इस connection का future. I have a feeling those who are watching this file now don't want to know the answer suddenly after what I've told them last. So please don't do that. At least let me take out the cards. Yes, the cycle is going to be complete. So basically, yes, the short-term future is, it's a no. You can be in denial all that you want. They are not coming back. Okay. And whatever moments you might like receive any communication from them, or like a little moment of seeing them randomly somewhere, or receiving a random text or random chat, they are going to ensure that बार बार ना मनमौजी वर्ड आ रहा है दिमाग में, पता है कि मतलब वो तो इमोशनली सॉर्ट हो गए हैं, तो उसका मतलब क्या है, उनका मन करा तो बात करेंगे, और अगर मन करा तो नहीं करेंगे बात. दे विल ओनली गो एज पर हाउ दे फील. ओके. And they might actually not even like tell you the whole picture, or sometimes show you a different picture. And again, they are not really keen on moving ahead whatsoever. It's like they just wanted emotional happiness. If not with you, if with anybody else also, they are fine with that. It was slightly easier for them to move on. Not to say they did not love you, because I can understand how painful and how hurtful it must be to hear all of this, but the point is that they are a little too influenced by their parents, or by somebody like who's the head of the family, and that is what is the priority to them, that is what matters to them. So while they could be showing you a different picture every now and then during your relationship, or even now, whenever like you must be receiving any bleak communication for them, but no, that is their priority, which is they have showcased via actions. So don't focus on their words, focus on their action. लॉन्ग टर्म फ्यूचर इज एन एब्सोल्यूट नो. कुछ नहीं होने वाला है यहाँ पे. ओके. यू कैन कंटिन्यू टू कीप वेटिंग फॉर देम, लुकिंग फॉर देम, बट इट विल नॉट हैपन. एंड वेरी सून, 6 months or so, you're going to realize that this is done, this has ended. And that's when I think you will finally decide to move on. I'm not checking are they good for you, because when there's no future in this and there's no point. Let me see if my cards have any advice for you. Wow, no. Can you see that? It's a no. Unlikely. If you ask the question again, some random thought popped into your mind. It's totally a no and unlikely. There's nothing in this relationship left. You have to move on. Let me see what you should be surrendering to move on from this relationship. Surrender to full power. Surrender resentments is what my cards are telling me. Your life is calling you to step in your full power rather than playing it small. Surrender resentments. Holding on to resentment is only going to poison you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward. And bottom of the deck is surrender to complete healing. So you need to heal and accept that they have moved on and let them go. How can you want something that doesn't want you back? And I'm sorry, like it's very painful, but this is the absolute truth. So I hope you like the readings. So if you like the reading, I don't think you must have, because maybe this is not what you wanted to hear, but still I would urge you to follow me on my Instagram and follow me on my YouTube. Bye.